2 good exercises is everything you need to grow your biceps, which is, of course, contrary to the popular belief that you need 20 different variations. But it's not the quantity that matters, but the quality. And the best bicep curl out there, in my opinion, is the seated incline dumbbell curl. And the reason I love that exercise so much is because you have a really long range of motion and you cannot cheat and you're really freaking stable because of the bench. And I've seen really great results and the feeling is amazing. The negatives with that exercise are only that you need a bench to be able to do it, and because you're using dumbbells, you cannot change the weight exactly how you want it. For example, if you have a bar, you can precisely change every single kilogram to how you like it. But because of the dumbbell, you need to follow the jumps. I've done this exercise for over a year, close to 1.5 years, basically only because I love it so much and I see progress. And I've learned that you always want to do the cleanest possible form. This will be very rewarding on this exercise. And because you can't really cheat, you don't even think about it. We'll talk about that in the second exercise. And it is a lot better to use too light of a weight than too heavy of a weight. It's better to do too many reps than too few reps. Otherwise, you will not get the mind-muscle connection and you will really not feel the exercise at all. One really great tip is that go really slow and controlled on the eccentric. So you can explode up and then on the eccentric just really slow down. And you don't actually need to train super hard on this exercise because it's so effective. And it's even better you're not too close to failure, because then your future sets will be absolutely trash. If you do one set to failure, you will really perform a lot worse on the second set. So optimally train 1 to 3 reps away from failure. On a seated incline bicep curl, I would do 2 to 3 sets and 6 to 12 reps. You can do fewer reps, you can do a little more, but that's the optimal range. And I would use a rep goals to use progressive overload and see even more progress. And important is, when you're using this method, is that you begin with the heaviest weight and the fewest reps. And then you work your way up in reps and down in weight. So for example, the first set, we take 12 kilogram dumbbells each hand, and our rep goal is 6 repetitions. Then the second set, we want to do 10 repetitions. So we up the reps and lower the weight, for example, to 9 kilograms. And that will be perfectly fine. Now, if you want to, you can do a third set, and then you go even a little more reps or the same amount of reps, but lower the weight. And the thing with rep goals is that when you hit that rep goal, for example, the first set, I wanted to do 6 reps with 12 kilograms. If I hit that goal, the next time I do that workout and the exact same exercise, I will up the weight because I hit the repetition goal. That is how you keep progressing with this exercise. And also, do not sheep out on the rest. I see a lot of people, when they're training arms, they do like supersets and crazy stuff and 30 seconds rest and then they go again. But on this exercise, I would say it's really powerful. You don't want to underestimate the rest time. So take 2 to 3 minutes rest, or until you feel really ready to go again. Because I'm saying this exercise will carry basically all of your bicep progress if done right. And this second bicep exercise will be the cable hammer curl. And I think it pairs so well with the first exercise because it is basically the opposite of the first exercise. First of all, it's of course a hammer curl. It's a little different than is a normal upside curl. But you're using a cable machine, which just changes the stability effect and the range of motion and how everything feels. What I like with the cable hammer curl is that the form is really easy. You don't have to worry about any tiers or anything. You just do the form. Like the first day you can learn the form and it's really easy. It is less grip focused than, for example, the dumbbell hammer curl, where you can really feel your forearms before you even feel your biceps. I think it's a really fun exercise and you really feel the mind-muscle connection. And most importantly, it's really easy to train hard on. On the first exercise, we didn't really want to go to absolute failure, but here I really like to go all out and train basically to absolute failure till I cannot do another rep. The only two negatives I see with this exercise is that, first of all, you need a cable machine, which not every gym has, most gym has, but if you're in some sort of old school home gym maybe, you cannot really do this exercise. And the preciseness, the flexibility of the weight is not as easy either, because you have these pins and they basically decided to do the jumps for you. The most important tip for this exercise is that you try to have clean form, but not as strict as in the first. And then when it's starting to get hard, you cannot really do full reps, you begin to sheet. And I would recommend that you lean back a little bit to get a little more range of motion, a little more stretch, and that you use the rope attachment. That will give you a little more freedom. And when using the rope attachment, I recommend that you put the thumbs over. I don't know why, but it feels really great on my bicep, and it gives me somehow, it feels like I'm more powerful when I'm doing the exercise. And here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 2 to 3 sets depending on how hard you're training. If you're going to absolute failure, 2 sets are more than enough. If you want to train a little lighter, 2-3 reps away from failure, do 3 sets instead. Also 6 to 12 repetitions. Don't underestimate the rest time. Here I usually take a little less, maybe 2 minutes rest time instead of 2 to 3. Use rep goals the same way as we did with the first exercise. And like before, begin with the lowest repetition, highest weight, and then work towards the highest repetitions with the lowest weight. I also like to superset this exercise, especially if you're on a cable machine, you can go walk over and do something else. I often superset with some sort of tricep exercise, for example, of a tricep extension or his normal tricep rope extensions and so on. So that's a recommendation. Then I also have a little fast bonus here, which isn't even a bicep exercise, but it is the pull-up. And the pull-up is probably my favorite exercise out there. It builds a really great V-taper and back and everything, but it is also really great for the bicep, I've learned. It's not an isolation, so it's not isolating the bicep, but when doing the pull-up, you will use your bicep quite a lot as well. Meaning that if you progress in the pull-up, you will progress with your bicep as well. You will grow your bicep as well. For example, if you can do 5 pull-ups with 5 kilograms, for example, weighted pull-ups, and then a good while after that you can do 5 repetitions with 20 kilogram pull-ups, your bicep will undeniably become stronger and bigger. Because it is so much easier also to just progressive overload the pull-up than it is to progressive overload some sort of curl. Because isolation, you're so much smaller muscle, it's going to take a while to become stronger. On a pull-up, you can just regularly add weight and add growth. Look at all the weighted calisthenic athletes, man. They can do heavy ass pull-ups and they got big ass biceps. So I do not want you to use the pull-up as some sort of bicep isolation. You can use a chin-up for that instead. But just see it as a bonus if you want to grow your biceps and want to grow your back and you just want to use the best back exercise in general, add the pull-up into your program and you will just grow your back and your bicep even more. So that is everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or exercises you freaking love, put them down in the comment section and have a freaking good one.